Baruch Hashem, Chaver, we're back. We're mamash back. The day after Zos Chanukah. We still feel Chanukah. We're sort of counting down for Purim. Not sort of, we are counting down for Purim. 99 days until Purim. We're getting excited while also trying to bring the Chanukah light into our lives, into our everyday. We are returning back to the Rabbi Nachman Essentials, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, turning back to Rabbeinu. We're going to talk about the topic of joy, but before that, we're going to get into the Tefillah B'Shem Kol Yisrael. For all the people that need a refuah, Pesach Reuven, Ben Yosef Asar, Bracha Bas Yehudis, Miriam Dori Bas Chani Uchevet, Yona Bas Basia, Nahor Bas Oreli, and every neshama in Am Yisrael, every neshama in the world, from one corner of the world to the other, mamish, every single neshama, whether they're struggling physically, mentally, spiritually. Hashem our God and God of our fathers, God of Avram, God of Yitzchak, and God of Yaakov, who chooses the prayers of his servants. Take pity on me and on all your people, Israel. Loving God, help us offer all of our prayers and supplications sincerely with all of our hearts. Teach me what I should say. Help me understand what I should ask for. Help me say my prayers with complete honesty and truthfulness, so that the light of truth will shine upon me, and I'll be able to emerge from the thick darkness and the alien thoughts, the husks that constantly confront me on all sides, especially when I'm praying. I feel surrounded on every side and every corner. The attacks come in all kinds of different ways. There are endless distractions. B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem should save us from those distractions, not just in our tefillah, but mamish in all of our avodas Hashem. Now, a random halacha, but probably the most important halacha of our lives. The order of the brachot, right? Brachot on specific foods. If you are presented with a piece of cake, an apple, a cucumber, an egg, and a cup of wine, which one do you make a bracha on first? First the cake, followed by the wine, apple, cucumber, then egg. The overall list of priorities when it comes to bracha go from most specific to least specific and looks like this. Number 1 is hamotzi. Number 2 is mizonos. Number 3 is hagafen. Number 4 is ha'es. Number 5 is hadama. And number 6 is shahakol. Of course, there are exceptions to this order. The most famous one happens on Shabbos, when we say hagafen before hamotzi, right? Hamotzi is number 1, hagafen is number 3, right? So it's reverse order, which is one of the reasons that we cover the challah. So other exceptions relate to ha'etz and hadama. If there is a vegetable, for example, watermelon, that is more chaviv to you than a fruit, say, an avocado, the Mishnah Berurah writes that you say the hadama before the ha'etz, right? And the hadama is below the ha'etz. Also, if both the vegetable and fruit are equally enjoyable, but you have a whole vegetable, say strawberry, and only a slice of an apple, you would say the hadama before the ha'etz in this case too. Chavra, this is in Halacha 24/7. Go to page 154 for future reference. I know it's confusing, but Baruch Hashem, we tried covering it, and we're going to cover it more and more times until it's second nature, until mamish it's chip chop. So we all know the powerful quotes from our holy tzaddikim. The Baal Shem Tov says, a dance before the Holy One, before the Ribbon Shalom, is prayer. Rabbi Nachman says, one must dance each and every day, whether in thought or in action. Right? How gewalt is that? You could be doing an action, you could be dancing. But even in the thought is also powerful. If your mind is filled with joy and filled with jumping up and down mamish, how gewalt is that? How sweet is that? You're just going to be joyous. It's similar to the silent scream. You could be in a crowd filled with hundreds of people. The silent scream is so potent, it's so strong. No one out of that crowd will know that you're screaming, but really you're screaming on the top of your lungs inside your head. So amazing if we could bring the joy and the dancing into action. But just by having those thoughts in your head, amazing. Rabbi Aaron of Karlin, one more quote, and then we're going to go inside. The power of dance is so great that it lifts you high above the ground. So again, this relates to what Rav Nachman is saying in both action or thought. Just dancing, mamish, or the thought of dancing could literally lift you above, could literally allow you to float, could enable you to float. Joy is so potent. Dance is so amazing. We need more of it in our lives. That's what we're seeking each and every day, for more joy, for more happiness, for more smiling, bring people into the circle. And Rabbi Nachman starts off, it is a great mitzvah to be happy always. Make every effort to maintain a happy, positive outlook at all times. Right? It's a mitzvah, chavra. This is a mitzvah. This is not stam. This is a mitzvah to be happy always. It is a natural human tendency to become discouraged and depressed because of the hardships of life. Everyone has their full share of suffering. We can't all relate on the same level. People are going through things that I may not be experiencing. Someone may be going through something that or I may be going through something that someone can't really relate to. So pnimius, we never know. And we're so complex inside, right? We're so deep, each and every human being. But there are times where we could limit ourselves from those unholy drug dealers that we know about, where they're dishing out vitamin S, or the bad vitamin S, vitamin D's, vitamin depression pills. Right? We should be surrounded by people who are besimcha, who are serving the positive pills, the joy pills. Right? So there's ways we could limit ourselves, and we could, involve ourselves, immerse ourselves into the more positive circles. Because it's like Rabbi Nachman stating over here, it's a natural human tendency to be sad and depressed. People are going through all day long. But, are we attaching ourselves to those people? That is why you must force yourself to be happy at all times. Use every possible way to bring yourself to joy, even by joking or acting a little crazy. Rabbi Nachman ends off, if you are happy, the whole world benefits. Right? So maybe you may be experiencing some negativity in your life, some downfall, some sadness, some discouragement. But just by forcing yourself to be happy, that is enabling the person next to you to be happy when they're also having a bad day. Right? So it's almost our responsibility to be happy, right? To really take on that mitzvah, because the whole world benefits. Right? If we're taking responsibility, that enables happiness. But if we don't feel that responsibility, we may not feel happy at all times. We may not want to force ourselves to be happy at all times. And the people around us won't benefit from us. So, Chavra, there's a lot to delve in here. There's a lot to discuss. I want to hear your questions, comments. Please feel free. But what a strong opening to joy, to really just try bring more joy to our life, more simcha. And I just want to hear what you guys have to say. It's crazy how Fink 5 seconds ago was inside, and now the jacket, he's mamish outside, he's floating, mamish floating. He has the dancing in his head and the action, and he's mamish floating. He's above the ground right now. Anyone else? All right, so we have the chat seems to be very popular tonight. I totally agree. But how do we balance between being genuine versus putting on a mask of happiness when we aren't happy? The Rebbe once told me, don't try to erase the hard times. Let yourself live in the difficult. Trying to pinkify everything just ruins real life. Right? So it is a hard balance. It's a difficult balance. And I for sure don't have the answers for this. I don't have the answer for this. But being shattered is not a good place to be in. Right? Being brokenhearted is actually good. It's actually good. And we'll get more into it because Rabbi Nachman discusses the difference between brokenheartedness and depression. But if I'm not mistaken, brokenheartedness has some joy in it. It has some joy. Right? That's where the forcing comes in. If we're completely sad and we're completely depressed, that's just going to sink us even lower. It's going to sink us even lower. Right? But even while being emotional, and even while dealing with the hardships of life and of people around us, extracting the good in some way, shape, or form, having that ayin tova, having that good eye, could bring us some more life to that pain. It's like cream. It's like putting on cream on that wound. It's putting cream on that wound. But mamish, like if there's no simcha, if we're not trying to force a simcha, then that wound is just going to turn into a scab, into an infectious, a cut, bruise. And that may have not made sense, and Rabbi Nachman may not have mentioned the fact that brokenheartedness, there is some simcha in it, but we all know that this is a complicated subject. This is not easy. I don't have the answers. I don't think any of us have the answers, and we're just trying to understand like the depth of Rabbi Nachman's teachings. We're trying to understand the depths. Rabbi Nachman's teachings are so deep, mamish. Like it's only the tip of the iceberg, but the tip of the iceberg is so sweet. The tip of the iceberg is so sweet. But we're trying. That's all we're doing. We're trying. We gotta try. We gotta try. So, Chavra, any other questions, comments? Mamash amazing. Look, this is also a new beginning for us. It's always new beginnings. Every single day is a new beginning. But we just entered into the chapter of joy. We just accomplished the first round of Hanukkah Torah. We're going to try to bring Hanukkah with us for the rest of the year until next time. Hopefully the Beis HaMikdash will be there beforehand. But hopefully we could do a second year or third year of Hanukkah Torah together. But right now we're in the Essentials Rabbi Nachman. It's very exciting. It's a new beginning. Hitchachut. And Chavra, this is the first time we're learning this Torah. It's all new to us. And every Torah will be new to us like the first time mamish. And just literally just taste the sweetness of all the words from our tzaddikim, from our holy Torah. Chavra, other questions before we end? Gewalt. So health, happiness, and success, whether you're in Stern with big aspirations, whether you're in America, briefly, temporarily. We all know Rabbi Nachman said, "I'm temporary here, but I'm always looking towards Eretz Yisrael. Temporary here, I'm always looking towards Eretz Yisrael. Mamash, we're always looking towards Eretz Yisrael." And Aiden Cohen, of course, the best guitar player of all time. Also, Rabbi Nachman may not have said that, may have been a word off, but who knows? Who knows? Chavra, have a great night. Have a great night. Be well.
Thank you.